Okay, hi everyone, welcome. It's great to see so many familiar faces and new faces here for this Ways of Connecting event. So we are here today to launch and celebrate the new short film made by Studio 3 Arts and Faith and Belief Forum called Ways of Connecting, and it features 10 Barking and Dagenham residents from different backgrounds, and we are fortunate to have many of those residents here with us today. I can see a few familiar faces, and residents who were involved, if you want to, then later I'm going to call on you to share a little bit about your experience and anything you want to add after we've watched the film. So yeah, first screening of this new film, and tonight is all about celebration, discussion, and we're also joined today by Dauda, who is one of the members of Studio 3 Arts who worked on this project, and he will be sharing a poem that he wrote as part of this project as well. So lots to look forward to as part of this event. A few bits of housekeeping. You can see on the screen there, it says that we are recording this event, and that's so that folks who aren't with us now can enjoy it later. We'll be sharing this on the Barking and Dagenham Faith Forum's website later, so just so you're aware of that. And if you'd rather not be featured, then obviously feel free to switch your video off. The discussions later that will be happening in breakaway groups, that part won't be recorded, so just so you're aware. Other housekeeping, if you want to share on social media that you're at this event and your reflections on it, please do so, and you can use the hashtag WaysConnecting, which is on screen now. Please get involved in conversation in the chat. We'd love to hear your contributions throughout, and we'll be engaging in the chat there with you. And you can also use the reactions function on Zoom. So it's on the control bar, which depending on your device might be at the bottom or the top of the screen, and you can do a little clap or a thumbs up at any point if you feel free to. Yes, I can see some people clapping now, great. So yeah, feel free to do that at any point, particularly after the film screening and Dauda's poetry, if you want to feel like we're all applauding as a virtual audience. I recommend viewing the beginning of this event in speaker view rather than gallery view, so that's the one where it hones in on the person who's speaking, and then when we're in breakaway discussions, if you want to view gallery view, it will mean that you can see everyone who's part of the discussion. You can change the view, again it's usually on the top right depending on your device. You can flick between gallery and speaker view. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing my screen now, and hopefully it will flip to. Great, so I can see lots of people have joined us, which is fantastic. I'm going to hand over now to, did I say my name? I don't think I did. So my name's Siobhan. I work at the Faith and Belief Forum, which is one of the partners who worked on this film with Studio 3 Arts, and I'm a coordinator at Faith and Belief Forum, so we do lots of activities around bringing people together to have conversations about faith, belief, identity, diversity, loads of fun and important topics, and we've been working in the borough in Barking and Dagenham for the last 2 years, and this is part of our wider project. So yeah, great to be here, lovely to see so many of you, and without further ado I'm going to hand over to my colleague Nick to introduce himself and to kick us off with a little icebreaker.
Hi everyone, I'm Nick, and thank you for joining us today, and I'm the event volunteer at the Faith and Belief Forum, so I'm helping co-host today. So to start us off, I just thought if you could share something in the chat that has made you smile today. For example, I've just been enjoying the weather today. I went for a walk now and didn't have to feel any guilt because I've now finished my dissertation. So got to enjoy it guilt-free. So if you want to share and yeah, get to know each other. So vegan ice cream, nice. Canoe. Air conditioning, you're lucky. I've been stuck with a flimsy fan. day off, you're lucky. We've also been enjoying the weather really while it lasts. I heard that it's going to rain next week maybe, so might as well enjoy it. Hi to those who are just joining. We're just sharing something that's made us smile today, so if you want to put it in the chat. I think the weather's making us all happy. Yoga. I'll try another one.
Cool, loads of lovely activities. Thank you, Nick. Thanks for kicking us off. It's really lovely to hear from so many people who are enjoying the sunshine, having air conditioning, having paddling pools, ice cream, yoga with the windows open. It sets a really nice scene of people across Barking and Dagenham and London at home enjoying the lovely weather. So we will have a chance to get to know each other more throughout this session, and particularly, you know, keep talking in the chat, but also in our breakaways later. For now, I'd like to introduce Liza from Studio 3 Arts to share with us a bit more about the film and to introduce the film. Thanks, Liza.
Can you hear me? Hello, can everyone hear me? Marvelous. All right, I've just got a message to say my internet is unstable, but it might not be my internet. It might be everything else about me. Right, so thank you for having me this evening, Faith and Belief Forum. It's a delight to be here to share our collaborative efforts over the last, as you say, nearly 2 years now. And what I really hope is that we've captured the breadth and the depth of the faith experience in Barking and Dagenham in our film that we're incredibly proud of. I think to note about the way Studio 3 Arts does its work that I think might be different from the way other arts organisations make their work. And that is that local people, the participants, are at the centre of the process in everything we do. It's not about us, it's not about the artists, it's about local people. And that I think comes through really clearly in this film that we've made. I think it's creative, I think it's beautiful, and I think it's honest. And I'm hopeful that it's an accurate representation of the collaborative journey taken by Studio 3 and the Faith and Belief Forum over the last period of time. It's worth me saying a big thank you to the commissioned artists that we worked with through this process. Del Taylor and LV Matu, our poet Dauda Ladejobi, who's on the call this evening, and our filmmaker Mina Salimi, that's also on the call with us tonight. So all that really remains for me to say is I really hope you enjoy the film and that you too find a way of connecting with the work. Thank you very much.
So I was raised and brought up in France, and I came to this country 16 years ago. I was abandoned in a homeless unit hostel with my 3 children. I fled domestic violence and ended up here in Barking and Dagenham. I started to volunteer in a charity shop so I could feel a bit more, confident. I had no English at all. I then joined the Metropolitan Police as a volunteer as well, and that completely changed me because I learned about the rules, the law, country, the people. That made me realize that I loved this place so much that I need to do something for the community. I was first elected in 2010 and I became the deputy leader of the council. I'm not born and bred here, but I'm definitely made in Barking and Dagenham. With my ethnicity, I'm definitely confident living here. It's all about identity, and I feel as much French as British. I think religion is really personal, And it can be my way of interpreting things could be completely different than another Muslim person. So it's all in my heart. It's a lot of like compassion, love.
I'm part of the Faith and Belief Forum. So I do outreach and have a food bank. I grew up, observing my mother reading the Bible. And she began to teach me about looking out for other people, sharing. The Faith and Belief groups that are in Haringey, in Hackney, they invite me and my family to their events. They're not Christians. For example, if they're having a Diwali, we go and eat with them. We eat samosas, chapati bread. What happens in the LGBT community might be different in another community, but until you enter, you will not understand certain information that is authentic, which is even powerful.
I came from India in 1963. I've done various jobs in Barking and Dagenham. At the current moment, I'm a secretary at the Sikh temple in Barking. Waheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Waheguru Ji Ki Fateh. It means the victory belongs to God. Just difficult memories. Barking, it was back in the 80s when there was a national front in Dagenham. That was a bit scaring time. With the local council's help, we fought them together. We have different names, we have different ways to worshipping it. Nobody's seen who creates the world, but there is somebody up there who's the creator. The different styles, sometimes it's round, sometimes it's at an angle. I wish people treat everybody the same, whether regardless of their color, creed, what they wear. In the end, they're all humans.
I grew up in Dagenham and I moved to Barking quite recently. None of my friends are English. Some of my friends are Africans and some of them are from different places in Europe. When I mean mix very well together, when I'm talking about my friends, is that all of our personalities combine and there's no one that really gets left out. I wish that people knew that I wasn't as intimidating as I look, because most people think I'm really intimidating, but I'm not what I look like on the outside. I'm not part of any religious groups in Barking and Dagenham. I'm not part of any religious groups, actually. I wish Barking was more picturesque, if that makes sense.
I'm part of a Church of England church. How I pray, sometimes as I'm walking along, somebody might come into my mind. I'll just turn my thoughts to that person and ask God to be with them. And worshipping together with song is an important thing for me, because I feel we draw near to God through song, through the words. My mother died suddenly just before my 18th birthday, and that made me question God a lot, why he would let that happen. I didn't run away from him completely. I just maybe questioned more, and that may be that I then prayed more. Other times when I've had sicknesses and illnesses and losing work, losing a job, and through it I come stronger. I have had conversations with people from other faiths. We agree not to agree, sort of thing, but we just discuss it, and that makes you realise that there are other people who do have very different ideas, but that does not mean that they're any less important to hear what they have to say.
I'm a resident of this borough. I get involved in community projects, artistic-centred, the sort of things that people might find a bit difficult to believe, spiritual things that can't be explained. For us, when we've grown up, they were just standard things that you just didn't really question. I've experiences in Christianity. It's given me an interest in how religions are constructed and how it's played out in society. Oh, yeah, I'm a practicing Christian, but I don't formally fellowship with the institution itself, because I called time on that a few years ago. But in terms of community, I like getting involved in artistic projects. I'm an illustrator, I do a bit of music. I kind of use those skills to share with others what I'm representing and to touch base on what they're representing with me as well. And you can't necessarily do that outside of an arts context in the same way.
I'm a bit of a poet, lived in Barking and Dagenham for 30 odd years. I don't really have any beliefs myself, but I'm interested in people's beliefs and why people have beliefs. And if I believe in anything, I believe in Gaia, which would be just the world itself. I believe in spirituality, yeah. It's just that I've chosen not to believe in a supreme being. Tradition and dress brought to our shore. African lady with headdress so bright, patterns that dance in the sunlight. Hijab and burqa, modesty keep. Then there is the orange of the Sikh. I am a stranger as you are to me. We are all strangers to each other, you see. Love, hopes and dreams are what it seems bind us all together.
Well, my name is Fifi and I'm into dance.
I dance at the same place as Fifi at Big Deal, and I also dance at Lit Youth. Dance is like, for me, it's like very funny, and people that watch me, when they see me dance, like, I like to see people smiling.
And I like to film other people's dance videos on Instagram, which making them go viral.
I'm a Christian, yeah, it's similar to Islam because there's similar rules, just different names.
Yeah, I'm Muslim, so I believe in Allah. A lot of people do quarrels and arguments. We're young and we shouldn't be arguing over religion.
I can rap, but I can't sing. This is more real than reality shows. I'm trying to get off the set so we can get up and go. Last thing was so mad, I want to watch this unfold, but we're never going down, we're not a bungalow.
Let's go.
At times like this, I like to pray. No knees bent or hands clasped. Just my hopes wrapped metaphorically. Our act we adapt with our philosophies as freely as we grow within our communes. Only in the singular does that become paradoxal. You see, my faith is informed by different beliefs, as is my community, a mosaic of cultures pressed on our stained glass sky, seek hues of orange and blues. Under one sky, we are all his lamb, sheep to this unforeseeable force that drives us to be our best selves and not just for the betterment of self.
Thank you, everyone. I love the film. It's so beautiful to see everyone's stories alongside each other. I hope you enjoyed being part of the first screening of our Ways of Connecting film. We're really proud of it, and I'm looking forward to hearing how you found it through the rest of the event. So I'm now going to invite any of the participants from the film, those people who were part of creating it, to share any of their initial thoughts if they want to. So how was it watching the film? What are your initial reactions? And also if you want to say anything about why you chose to get involved, why you think films like this are important, that would be great. So I can see your faces, so you can give me a thumbs up if you are ready, or you can also raise your hand. So Takombo, I can see you. Janet, I can see you. Hardiel, I can see you. Would any of you like to share anything? Okay, great. So I'm going to invite you, Hardiel, to unmute first. Unmute. Okay, the floor is yours, Hardiel.
Thank you. Can you hear me? Okay. Well, that's what I want to share it because I spent most of my time in Barking for the last 58 years. I was here as a young lad. So I worked in the local factories, the forts, then in the council, done quite a lot. And I love this town because we got a very diverse community in Barking and Dagenham. But except when it was 2006, National Front came in and we were a bit worried. But all the parties got together, and next time they come and they were all wiped out. So it's a nice town, and the community gets on together with each other. We share each other's thoughts, and I think this is another way of getting to know each other and to learn about each other. Then some misunderstand the wipes away. If you know why they're doing it, why is that? I will give you, for instance, myself, why you wear turban, why you wear a bangle, why you wear a small dagger. Some people under the impression that it is for defense. It's not for defense. Kara is just to remember God, as you were once with the God. Turban is the one that to keep your head safe and also keep your hair tidy. And it is also our recognition that you can be identified that you belong to a particular group like the Sikhs. So dagger is nothing to do with the attacking or anything. It's just a symbol nowadays. In olden times, when there wasn't anything else like pistol or gun, they were used to protect the vulnerable and the weak. So it's just a symbol now. And we believe that all the humans are one race. We had different ways of worshipping it. But I think if we could trust and we could believe what others believe, it will be a nice place to live in Barking and Dagenham. I hope the other people follow suit as well. Thank you. That's all I have to say for the time being.
Thank you, Hardil. So lovely to hear from you. Great. Janet Takombo, would you like to share anything? Yeah, Janet? Okay, I'm going to request to unmute. Okay. Are you get?
It's come up on my screen. I've just ticked it.
Yeah,
Is that okay?
We can hear you. Yeah, we can hear you.
Good. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I got involved in the project. I've got involved in one or two things with Studio 3 Arts before, and I've really enjoyed them. And when I saw this, I didn't realise quite what I was letting myself in for. But actually, I really enjoyed the day we had, time we had together, doing different activities, which you saw some of that on the film there. That was really enjoyable and interesting, and gets you thinking about things. And then there's the filming at Valence House. It was lovely. Actually, just listening to it today, could really hear the bird song, couldn't you? And it really made a lovely background for everyone's comments and that. And it was a really interesting project to get involved in. I've not done anything with the Faith and Belief Forum before, so I didn't have any idea what sort of emphasis you have on and that sort of thing. So it was all interesting new stuff to me, and I was really pleased to be involved. And the film is lovely, just hearing everyone's different opinions, their experiences, giving a little bit of their background, which makes it interesting. That's what I like to know, people's background, people's stories is interesting to know that as well. Just not meeting them, you don't get to know that, but hearing that today, it was really interesting and good. So it was enjoyable. I probably would do something like that again if the opportunity came up. So thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you, Janet. So great to hear from you today as well. Takombo, would you like to share? Okay, no worries. I know we've got Dauda and Liza here. Would either of you like to add anything to what's been said at this point? Cool. Dauda.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Just kind of want to mirror, echo what Janet said just then, because that days, those two particular days of events and workshops that were just really, for myself especially, really educational, and just kind of, there's always these things that we do in Barking and Dagenham that just remind me of how blessed we are to be, you know, surrounded with so many different types of people, you know, just the beliefs and everything and all the experiences. And those 2 days really brought that out. There was a drop-in day at the shop as well, which was also just, you know, you just got to meet the plethora of different characters we have in Barking and Dagenham, and it really reminds you how blessed you are to have that there. And the workshops we did and the little events really brought out a lot, I think, for everyone involved, kind of to explore their belief in their faith systems and kind of have the opportunity to discuss that with people and kind of link that also with Barking and Dagenham. It was really good. It was a great day, and that video kind of, I think, was a great reflection of that telling of the stories and the understanding that happened within all of that. So yeah, it was great to watch, great to see, and definitely a great project altogether. So yeah.
Thank you, Dauda. That's great to hear. Lovely to hear from you as well. I'm looking forward to the poetry later. Okay, so I'm going to hand over to Nick now, who will take us through the next part of this event. Nick, are you ready? Cool, go for it.
So you guys have done a lot of listening, so now's your chance to actually reflect and discuss the film. So in a moment we'll put you to breakout rooms. I want to invite you to answer some questions, which are: what jumped out to you? Was there anything surprising? And did any of the films connect with your own life experiences? And also, when you're in the rooms, you might want to introduce yourself, get to know each other, have a little chat. And there'll be around 10 minutes to discuss this. And don't worry about having to join the rooms, it'll do automatically for you. We've got some principles before we start, which are: try to ensure that everyone has a chance to speak, so everyone gets to share their opinions and thoughts. And remember that everyone has a different experience of religion, faith, and belief. So let's say, think of this as a dialogue rather than a debate, a chance to get to know each other. And also, if you need any help from us at any time, there should be an Ask for Help button at the bottom when you're in the breakout room, and we'll come help you wherever you need. So yeah, and if you don't want to do the breakout rooms, you can leave them and you'll come back here, but we encourage you to join and discuss and reflect.
Cool, I'm just going through the admin for the breakout room, getting ready to send everyone. Let me see. Aha, cool, let's do it. See you in 10 minutes. Great. Everyone's coming back. Cool. We'll just wait on everyone to be back. Great. Okay. Cool. So, Tim, I can see you. I don't know if you can wave at me and answer to this question. Do you have the raise hand function as an option on your bar at the bottom? No. Okay. I thought not, but I don't know why. Never mind. I hope you had some interesting discussions in your groups. I wondered if anyone wanted to share anything from their discussion group, anyone we haven't heard from yet. If you do want to, then either just wave at me or write in the chat. I can see, Liza would like to. Fab. Go on, Liza.
I just want to say, I want to really welcome Noelani to the room. She stumbled across this event and she's in Massachusetts right now. And
wow, that's so cool.
How amazing is that? And you know, it's sad that we can't be together right now to do this event, but had we been in person, we would never have met Noelani. So how amazing that we've got someone all the way in Massachusetts in our call this evening. So yeah, I don't want to take up any more time. I just wanted to welcome our international delegate to the room.
Yay, that's awesome. Welcome, Noelani, and thank you for joining us. Amazing. Cool. Would anyone else like to share anything that came out of their discussion groups? Maybe something that you connected with from the film, a theme you noticed, something that really stood out to you? Noelani, are you raising your hand? Cool. I'd love to hear from our international guest.
Yeah, so it's a pleasure to be a part of this group. The movie was awesome. One of the quotes that stood out to me was shared by a gentleman, and he said that love, hope, and dreams bind us together. And I thought that that was beautiful because I was sharing with Liza and the people in my group that that's our commonality that we share. We all are just trying to aim for love and hope and just have a better life. So it's a blessing to be a part of this because that's what I'm trying to do in my life.
Great, thank you so much. That's lovely to hear. James, did you raise your hand? Yes, okay. I've sent you a request to unmute. Hopefully you
I
can click.
wanted to congratulate and thank Noelani.
That's lovely, thank you. Anyone else want to share anything? Thank you, Takombo. I can see some comments in the chat. Did you want to share anything? Takombo, I'm going to pause you. Sorry to interrupt you. The connection is quite bad. Is everyone else finding the same? I can't really hear. Yeah. How about if I come back to you in a few minutes? Is that okay? It's because I'd love to hear your reflections. Sorry. Thank you. Cool. So I think next, yeah, it would be really great to hear from Himanshu, who is here from the Barking and Dagenham Faith Forum, because hopefully watching this film, and for those of you who are part of the Ways of Connecting project, it might have sparked your interest in interfaith and what more you can do to get involved in interfaith projects that are happening locally. So I'd love to hand over to our friend Himanshu. Let me request your unmute. Cool.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Faith and Belief Forum and Studio 3 Hearts for doing this, and thank you for having me here. I mean, we are currently in perhaps the most challenging situation that we've faced in living memory around the UK and in our own borough. Thousands of people are responding to acts of kindness and service, but there is light at the end of the tunnel now. But when we get out there, the world will be changed, and everyone has been talking about a new normal. So as we start entering this new normal, we will have to find out new ways of connecting. We will have to find ways of creating positive networks, in fact, positive social networks in our community. And this is a great start. So thank you for this. I think in one of our breakout groups, we were talking about seeing all the different faiths and how thinking from different perspectives, different age groups has made this video even more special. But I would like to do a small plug here. So one more way of connecting is to appreciate the work done in our communities by faith, community and volunteer groups. We at Barking and Dagenham Faith Forum are organizing Borough's first ever Faith and Community Awards. There are 6 categories and nominations are open now. So if you see some good stories of work around you in your communities that need to be appreciated and recognized, please nominate the work done on bdfaithforum.org.uk/awards. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to Siobhan, Jessica, or me. Once again, thanks for having me here today, and well done, everyone.
Thank you, Himanshu. Great to hear from you.
Actually, you mentioned interfaith. There is an online webinar very similar to this one that's happening on Tuesday evening, I believe. It's called Inspiring Hope, where we will be hearing from some of the people who are present here. So Takombo will be talking about, Hardayal Rai will be talking about how we can inspire hope in these times. We will have Lloyd Cheshire from the LM Church and some other people as well. So please do join us on that. I think that event also is live on Eventbrite. So please join us, and looking forward to seeing all of you there.
Awesome, great. And I'm really looking forward to that event as well, Himanshu. Okay, so should we try one more time to hear from Takombo? I can't see her anymore. Oh yes, there she is. Hopefully the connection might work in our favour. Okay, I've sent you the request to unmute. I think the connection is still too difficult to hear. I'm sorry, I think we're still struggling to hear you. Sorry, we can't hear. But you can hear me.
I can hear you.
Sorry, it's a bit jittery, a bit robotic. Sorry. But perhaps you can share your reflections in the chat. I know you've written some lovely things already, and I can read some of them out. Thank you. Let me have a look now and share some of those comments. So, So Takombo said in the chat, this project has helped us bond as a community of Barking and Dagenham. That's really lovely. And if you write anything else, I will find it and I'll read it out. Okay, so to close this event, I'm really pleased to call on Dauda to share the poetry that's been developed as part of this project. And you saw a glimpse of that in the film, but it's really special to be able to enjoy that live virtually. So let me hand over now to Dauda, and feel free to use your reaction to make him feel welcome and applauded.
Thank you. Yeah, this has been great. This has been really nice. Just seeing everyone involved again and kind of, yeah, going through it again. We was just talking in our little group thing about the process of writing the poem, and I think because we saw some of it on the camera, on the film, so I thought we'd share it. And obviously some people here today were involved in those same processes, and I've kind of used some of their words, so so I might as well explain how that worked. So essentially what we was having conversations with regards to faith and belief and the community as well, and the two things that I guess stuck out a lot in one particular session was, I guess, the connections and the differences, so that the things that could potentially pull us apart or bring us together, and just kind of words around that. So with connection, we've got community, collaboration, relationships, and just what that can look like. And for differences, we've got such words as, you know, uniqueness, opposites, temperaments, and options as well, because, you know, we've all got different options that we can make, choices. And then within that, I ran a workshop there where we used some of those words and we put them in a kind of, well, in a random-ish on the page, and we drew a kind of map to follow along. And that's what we used to write the poems, and at that particular session. And people, yeah, basically came out with some amazing work around connection and just kind of that idea of community. So I really wanted to use that as a base for what I was going to write. And yeah, so without me totally rambling on, as I have a terrible tendency to do, I will then read the poem that came out of it. I haven't titled it yet because I'm terrible at titling things. But yeah, hope you enjoy it. Can everyone hear me as well? By the way, it's all clear and all of that. Yes, good. At times like this, I pray. No knees bent or hands clasped, no, just my hopes wrapped metaphorically. Apt how we adapt with our philosophies as freely as we grow within communes. Only in the singular does that statement become paradoxal. You see, my faith is informed by different beliefs, as is my community, a mosaic of cultures pressed on this stained glass sky with Sikh hues of orange and blues. Under one sky we are all his lamb, sheep to this unforeseeable force that drives us to be our best selves, and not just for ourselves. No, we do this for the young and the old, the shy and the bold, those just opening up and those about to fold, those beautiful moments you realize you don't need words for prayers. When you find heavenly solace in the smile of a stranger, when you can hear home calling in the greeting of a passerby, we all want to share our goodwill, to be that ray that warms your heart, the light at the end of your tunnel, but 1,000 sunshines can leave you in a hellish disposition. haunted by the thought you may not recognize your savior. So we go out there, daily meeting deities, connection being the helm to these friendships, seamlessly threading us together, bridging these social and cultural belief tapestries that have been woven into our humanity. Some see the red string, some see Geppetto's chiseled fingers tugging away at the loose ends of our faith, destined to always question destiny, because holy words have birthed devilish dynasties. So some choose blanker canvases to draw hope from. Some find sanctum in the words of griots. Their temples are homes for the soft and hard back alike, because we are all welcome to learn. In our world, this is neighbored by civic centers. One is home to conversations that fill the soul, sandwiched in with edible delights. Another houses those we discuss on housing, where we hope their ceilings are like those stained glass windows, waiting to be elevated even further. This is to say that this barrier becomes a platform when recognizing all the things that kept us separated, when looked at with new lights, brings us together. That is to say, if we start to learn and not fear, if we realize it's the differences that makes a community come together, that there are the spark in conversation when we realize the gap in past generation was a lack of communication. So now we make sure to sing and dance together, truly celebrate those differences as they should be celebrated, as we all get to see just how much individually we contribute to this home we call community. Thank you.
Wow, that was incredible, so moving. Thank you so much, Dauda, for your work on this project and for being with us here tonight and for sharing with us. Such a special experience. I'm so pleased to be part of it. Thank you. Okay, so to round off this event, I just want to say a huge thank you to Dauda for his poetry, to Hardiel, to Kumbu, to Janet for sharing with us tonight, to Himanshu for telling us about how we can get more involved in interfaith and what more there's plenty to do, and to Liza and Nick for hosting with me tonight. Thanks everyone for bearing with my technical difficulties. We're all on this journey of learning how to do events from home, so really appreciate it. This video is going to be hosted on the Faith and Belief, on the Barking and Dagenham Faith Forum website soon. So if you want to share that with your friends, you can do. I'm going to end by sharing some words from Takombo that I see in the chat, because I think they really sum up what we've tried to achieve through this film. So she said, this film is a model of inclusion and how the borough values diversity by allowing residents to engage and grow and flourish. A great legacy for generations to come. Hopefully our children will begin to make friends and form long-lasting relationships even through Interfaith Week. That's beautiful, and that's exactly what we're trying to achieve now and onwards in the borough. So thank you everyone for being here with us tonight. Feel free to continue to chat in the comments for the next couple of minutes. Let us know what you enjoyed. I'm going to launch a poll, which is like an evaluation. If you want to let us know how you found this event, feel free to fill that in, ignore that. It's completely up to you. Just to say once again, thank you so much and enjoy the rest of your evenings. Enjoy the sun.